How are you guys? Some faces, so we have already met. You are new. So, as you already know, today we are here for not general studies, but it's a workshop on your history optional, that how you should prepare your optional, what's the way forward, all of that we will discuss. But I'll again start from a very basic question. How one should choose their option. A very basic one. Okay, it's not specific to history, it's very generic one. Ki how you should choose your option. There must be certain parameters, na, because it's a very important decision. 500 marks of your mains paper, it directly depends on your optional. And it's not only that those 500 marks of optional, rather because of your optional preparation there will be some overlapping in GS as well as essay, which will help you to get even better marks. So definitely it is one of the most prominent decision. And apart from this, one major reason why this decision is very important, because in your optional you will find ki there is variation among the in the marks of the students. GS में toppers के marks में variation relatively कम होगा. So this can be a game changer. Your optional can be a game changer. I regard 3 papers as a game changer: optional, ethics, and GS 1, 2, 3. If you are a good student, you will score above average. So these 3 papers are definitely the game changer, and therefore for scoring good in mains, in तीनों पे बहुत strong command हो. So उसमें से I am going to discuss this optional. कि क्या parameter है? Have you ever thought कि there must be certain parameters on the basis of which you should choose your optional? कुछ ऐसा सोचा है क्या? कभी? Because otherwise क्या होता है कि we start following people कि हाँ friend ने लिया है, let's see, किसी senior ने लिया था, let's go for it. Should we do it that in Hindi we call it भेड़ चाल, है ना, कि just we started following someone. It's you and you alone who have chosen to become an IAS, and it's you and you alone who will fight, or you can say will walk, or will try to become an IAS. So in this race you are not with anyone else. It's your decision, it's your preparation. So the decision to choose optional should also be yours, and should be based on scientific parameters. It should not be vague. It should not be vague that because of vague decisions you can regret that decision later on. Okay? So why or on what parameters one should choose optional? The first and the foremost parameter I would see is whether it is a technical or non-technical subject. Agree? Do you know UPSC में total optional कितने हैं? Optional के paper choices which you have, do you know that? It's 48. Total 48 optional papers are there, among which you can choose any. This is the only section where you have a choice. So you should make that choice very you can say in a calculated and studied manner. It should not be uncalculated. बिल्कुल informed decision लेना है. And I'm going to just help you in that. So 48 में से there are technical subjects. Say for example engineering, medical sciences, or commerce. Unless and until you have your background in those subjects, you won't be able to complete those subjects. So for a non-engineering background, if they want to take the option of electrical engineering, that is a big no. That's not possible. But for the non-technical subjects like history, aspirant with any educational background can go for it. It's not a rocket science. You can understand each and every aspect of history. If you are an engineer, then also, if you have background in history, then also, if you are a doctor, then also. There is nothing like you need to have that educational background. That is one parameter which will help you to judge or decide which optional one should take. Agree? That is a very, very technical one. Second parameter, your interest. Interest in your subject. Optional requires deep understanding. That is also one thing which you should know. It requires deep understanding, and therefore, unless and until you have an interest in that subject, you won't be able to do justice to this preparation. So that should be an important parameter. Okay, whatever your decision, and that is the thing which I am trying to convey. Ki it's a generic thing which you should follow while taking decision about your option. Then the third one, your availability of resources. Availability of resources, whether it be in terms of books, whether it be in terms of your coaching, teachers, and all. In this age of information, I don't think this should be a problem. Rather, I should remodel it or reframe it, and I should say availability of good sources. In this age of information, the problem is what? Over information. You have so many sources that you actually becomes kind of you could not concentrate on one, because you don't know which one is the best. So that thing you have. And in history, yes, there's no paucity of sources, as we do have that element. 3 dimension. Then fourth dimension is your overlap with general studies syllabus, both in prelims and because if you study, say for example, history optional, then your biggest section of paper 1, history में ancient, medieval, world, modern, art and culture, everything you need to study for your GS also, no? So if you look at almost whole of the thing you need to study for your general studies. Yes, in optional we will dig deep. That is another dimension. But basic idea to you have for each and every dimension, each and every aspect. So overlapping is huge. In GS, otherwise also you need to study almost all aspects of your history optional. Topics you need to touch, although not that deep. That is another dimension. So, and another aspect of this overlap with GS is, it's not only GS1 with which you have an overlap in history optional. Rather, in essay, each and every topic has an historical dimension. Agree? So it brings a new dimension for your essay also. So it's beneficial in that. So that should be one parameter for deciding your optional. Okay, how far it overlaps with your general studies essays. Okay, and how much I need to study the section of this optional in GS paper otherwise. With respect to history, almost each and everything you need to study. Next, and again a very, very important one, the fifth factor is static or dynamic. Static or dynamic, क्या मतलब है? Static कोई चीज, if anything is static, it means कि it can be revised easily. It can be consolidated easily. Consolidation is a very important part of your preparation. Please remember, without consolidation, you won't be able to score good, because you won't be able to write a good answer. So revision and consolidation becomes tricky in those subjects which are very dynamic. You need to add new content, you need to add newer dimensions, you need to give new examples. But if the subject is static, say technical subjects like your engineering, like your commerce, and in your non-technical subject history, it's a static subject. You don't need to add new examples from current affairs. You just need to revise the things properly and consolidate the info, the things which you have read, and practice. That will help you getting it. So this should be one parameter which students don't bother about, which they don't know actually before deciding which optional. Relatively, it's easy to revise and consolidate the static. Agree? So these 5 parameters, always take care while choosing any option. Next dimension of our discussion or this workshop will be why history is an option. Again, I'll try to see the same parameter. If history as an optional scores good on these parameters, then I should go for it, otherwise I should negate it. And it's a scientific approach. It's not just because of I'm a history teacher, I'm promoting that aspect. It's the same thing which you should apply for each and every optional. So let's ask another question. Why history option? First, technical, non-technical parameters. Go for parameters. Technical, non-technical. So it is non-technical means whether you are engineer, doctor, have done BSc or BA honors, or have degree in your history, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, no? Because it can be studied easily by anyone. You need not have your technical subjects. So that is a benefit. History on that parameter, it holds true. Means positive marks मिल गए. So yes, एक positive aspect दिख गया. Agree? Next, इसके बाद second parameter. For those who have just joined now, there are certain parameters I have discussed which you need to follow while deciding which optional you should take. And those parameters are whether it belongs to technical or non-technical subject, how far you are interested in studying that subject, availability of resources, overlap with GS, how far it overlaps with GS, and static or dynamic dimension. These are the parameters which is neutral for each and every optional. Now we are going to see how far history as an optional score on these parameters, and that is what I have said. In non-technical hai, anyone can join, and so it's not a problem. Next dimension was say overlap. Overlap mein it's huge overlap. It has 2 dimensions. Huge overlap with GS, both in prelims, mains, and if you look at mains mein is GS1, the section of your modern India, art and culture, world history, post-independence, 4 sections of your GS paper 1 has complete overlap with your optionals. Apart from this, essay, a historical dimension to each and every topic of essay will be added because of this. A new dimension. And essay mein it's all about how much or how many dimensions you have added. Essay is that. Apart from your flow also matters. That continuity and flow need to be maintained. Okay, so this adds one more dimension to each and every topic of essay. Apart from this, GS paper 2 में polity है तो constitutional development background we know from there, agree? Then post independence and development of your India 1947 onwards, वो भी हम post independence में पढ़ते हैं, तो that also relates with each and every dimension of your GS paper 2, GS paper 3, GS paper 4 also. But large section overlap जो हो रहा है वो यहाँ है, GS 1. So there also it scores good. History as an option. Next dimension, C, static or dynamic. So it is an static subject. 3 is an static subject. Although there might be some change in research, but that takes years to get reflected. Only current orientation which we need to add in our history optional is the things which are in news. Okay, and if any major dimension is in historiography, that will be covered, but very little to add. Very little to add. So it's purely a static subject. If it is a static, what is the benefit? Revision, consolidation. It will be very easy. So yes, it's because of this static nature, you will have, I'll write it over here, revision and consolidation में help मिलेगी. Fourth dimension. Just imagine one thing. If you know these are the sections which if I prepare good, then I have very high chances of scoring good in my optional. That will be better. Or if you have no idea कि जहां से question आ सकता, which case will suit you better? Case 1 or case 2? Case 1 na, definitely means that is predictability na. This optional, among this whole non-technical na, this optional I can say has very high predictability. Very high predictability, and even it can, you can say कि highest predictability मिल रही है यहाँ. Highest predictability. I'll show you through an example. Let's say the example of, take the example of this last year paper 2023 के पेपर को देखते हैं. 2023 के पेपर में if you'll see, this is the analysis which I have done for you. This is your 2023 history optional paper 2. Paper 2 history का syllabus तो सबको पता है. It consists of 4 sections. Paper 1 में we have ancient and medieval. Paper 2 have modern and world. I have, just to show an example, I have done only paper 2 analysis. Paper 1 भी कर सकता था, and it's approximately same. The result of the analysis is approximately same. I'm just giving you one example. So let's see modern India and then world history. The themes which have been asked, in 2023, I think it is visible to so we are seeing key commercialization, the themes which have been asked in 2023. Let's see that dimension. So commercialization of agriculture, modern India, the same theme has been asked in 2010, 2006, 1980. See that element. It's only one. I'm talking about question 1 A part. Question 1 के 5 set होते हैं. Question 2 3, question 3 3 and question 4. तो total आपके पेपर का अगर आपको आइडिया हो, anyone have seen the paper? Optional paper? Anyone? अभी तक नहीं देखा है? So let me give you a brief about that. Your optional paper consists of 2 sections. One, section A, which comprise of total 4 questions with subsections. Question 1 have 5 subsections. Question 2 have 3 subsections. Question 3 have again 3 subsections. Question 4 again 3 subsections. तो total एक section में कितने question हुए? 5, 3, 3, 3. Total 14. In modern India, you will have total 14 questions. ऐसे ही वर्ल्ड में again you will have 14 questions. This is how the paper 2 of your history optional looks like, and you are given a choice to attempt any 5 with a condition you should not attend more than 3 from one section. ऐसा नहीं हो सकता कि चारों के चारों एक सेक्शन से हो and only 1 from your other section. You need to do at least 2 from one section, जिसमें compulsory होता है question 1 and question 5. You will learn eventually ये सारी चीज. But just see total 14 में से overlap कितना मिल रहा है हमें. Just see that figure. I'm not quoting without any figure. I'm bringing you the figures to validate my point that it is very predictable, highest predictability among all the non-technical subjects. That is what we can say. Commercialization 3 years. Nature of peasant revolt. इस थीम पे दे हैव आस्क्ड क्वेश्चन 2017, 2015, 2012. उसके बाद भी हैं. आई हैव जस्ट गिवन यू 3. नेचर ऑफ पेजेंट रिवॉल्ट. इफ यू डू दैट टॉपिक इन डिटेल, यू विल बी एबल टू डू एनी डायमेंशन ऑफ दैट क्वेश्चन, दैट टॉपिक ना. दैट इज व्हाट वी नीड टू. नंबर 2 के बाद नंबर 3 आते हैं नॉन कॉपरेशन मूवमेंट. एनसीएम नॉन कॉपरेशन मूवमेंट में 2020, 2018, 2014. अगेन उसके बाद भी हैं. आई एम जस्ट गिविंग ओनली 3. Civil disobedience movement 2005, 1995. Transfer of power and partition. From this theme they have asked 2020, 1993. So you can see total जो themes repeat हुई हैं 11. Just imagine 14 में से 11 themes have been repeated. Percentage wise it's 75%. More than 75% rather, I would say. So predictability is very high for this option. Let's see for paper this world history section. World history mein if you look at the themes, and I'm talking about the themes. So look at the themes. It's total 13. 14 में से 13 theme repeated हैं. Just imagine if we dig, I'm not saying the questions are repeated, I'm again saying themes are repeated. In some cases, yes, questions are also repeated, but it's about theme. If you do the theme of American Revolution, or say US as a lone superpower means Cold War, end of Cold War, if you do that thing in detail, then you can solve any question or write a good answer on any of these topics, na? Or any question related to this theme. Na? That is what I am saying. If you look at the trend of your PYQs or previous year questions, you have very high predictability, and that is the USP of this history as an option. This makes your chances of getting very good marks, क्योंकि यहाँ पे and smart study करनी पड़ेगी. Yes, we will cover all the topics given in your syllabus, but at the same time बहुत डिटेल में किन्हें करेंगे, बिकॉज ये बहुत हाई यील्डिंग टॉपिक है. दे आर वेरी हाई यील्डिंग टॉपिक, एंड दैट इज व्हाट a smart student should do. It's not that we are here to do PhD. We are here to score 300 plus marks option to become high. That is our aim, and that is what we are going to. तो वहां पे this thing you need to follow. Okay, next. इसके बाद hey, this is one example, high predictability. So come back to this dimension of high predictability. Then we have seen your overlap, we have seen static dimension, we have seen, and one more thing. Anyone can define history? क्या समझते हो? What do you understand by history? Study of past. That's correct. कोई और definition? This is very apt. What you said. कोई और definition which you think should be or can be used to define history? History की study है क्या? in GS तो you guys have studied a basic idea about history, तो क्या समझा है अभी तक हिस्ट्री? We can also say history, let me correct if I'm wrong. History is the study of continuity and change. Agree? This is history, no? Continuity and change, ये क्या है? एक स्टोरी है, एक स्टोरी तो है जिसमें क्या बदल रहा है, what is changing with time and what is continuing. So you just need a good storyteller to understand this. यहां कोई टेक्निकल बैकग्राउंड नहीं है, you just need a good storyteller जो तुम्हें कनेक्शन के साथ चीजों को बता सके. And then फिर who can help you to emphasize कि हाँ, it has higher predictability of being asked in your exam, you need to do this to score. That is what I will try to do. So all these dimensions, all the parameters यहां पे, और इंटरेस्ट कहां से आएगा? वो कहानियों में इंटरेस्ट लेना पड़ेगा. And it's and again I am saying कि if you, and yes, there are some students who consider that history is boring because it's fact based. They don't know history, they have not studied history in that manner. एक स्टोरी है, फैक्ट में तो जीएस में भी बोलता हूं, फैक्ट्स आर एग्जाम्पल. जीएस में थोड़े से चीजें हमें प्रीलिम्स के लिए याद रखनी पड़ती हैं, दैट आई अग्री. मेंस में बिल्कुल नहीं, एंड ऑप्शनल इज ऑल अबाउट मेंस. तो यहां तो फैक्ट आर एग्जाम्पल्स टू सपोर्ट योर व्यू और सपोर्ट योर पॉइंट. इट्स नॉट द फैक्ट विच इज योर आंसर. प्लीज रिमेंबर. So your approach to history should change if you are thinking that history is all about fact. ऐसा नहीं है. अगर ऐसा कोई भी सोच रहा है तो वो तो इंटरेस्ट आ जाएगा. एंड जो जीएस पढ़ चुके हैं they do have a basic idea. So on all those dimensions I have shown you, yes, history scores good, which can give you good returns in your examination, because we are here to become IAS IPS. जो अपना एम है उसके लिए तैयारी. ये क्लियर हो गया. दो डायमेंशन हमने डिस्कस किए, हाउ टू चूज एन ऑप्शनल एंड व्हाई हिस्ट्री इज एन ऑप्शन. इफ यू हैव एनी डाउट रिलेटेड टू दिस यू कैन रेज. एंड यस, इसको ना इंटरैक्टिव बनाओ, तब फिर मजा आएगा. बिकॉज दिस सेशन इज नॉट फॉर मी, दिस सेशन इज फॉर यू. कि तुम्हारे क्या डाउट्स हैं. अभी वी आर लेफ्ट विथ टू मोर डायमेंशंस. वो मैं पहले बता देता हूं कि व्हाट आर द डायमेंशंस व्हिच वी आर लेफ्ट विथ. द वन एंड द वेरी प्रोमिनेंट इज how to study history optional. पहला ये डायमेंशन बचेगा हमारा. एंड आफ्टर डूइंग दिस then I'll say why history optional at ALS. Why history optional? That will be the fourth dimension. And at end I'll give you that list, book key which need to be done for your bibliography. So in the first two dimension, that is your how to choose an optional and why history optional is a good choice, that two dimension. उसमें कोई डाउट है, कुछ भी which you need to ask for. एंड उसके बाद एक एंड में भी जब ये सारे डायमेंशन हो जाएंगे तो आई विल कीप अ क्वेश्चन आंसर सेशन which you can raise your doubts, which you can raise your have any. And I want डाउट लेके क्लास के बाहर मत जाना. जो भी है क्लियर होना चाहिए यहीं पे. The 2 hours or 1.5 hours or 1 hour which you are spending with me should be fruitful to you, should be positive or should bring positive outcome. वो डिलेमा जो है अगर कुछ भी तो वो खत्म होना चाहिए. That is the aim of this session, this work. ठीक है, we should move ahead. Let's see the third dimension, how to study history. So very, and again, this dimension, the things which we are going to discuss, it holds true for almost all of them. If I ask you, what are the stages of preparing any subject, or say you're optional, do you have any idea which you think should be done? Let's make it interactive. Which you think should be done. Stages of preparation क्या होने चाहिए? Starting from the basics. Yes, that's correct. That's correct. I'll put it in the heading of conceptual clarity. That's required. As GS में तो बोला भी होगा कि it's about your this studying any subject is like your relationship ना, कि जब तक basic concept clear नहीं है, unless and until you know the name, likes, dislikes of your friend or partner, relationship, it's not going to go long. It is not a very strong relationship. The same holds true for the subject also. Unless and until you have conceptual clarity, the basic clarity about the basic aspects of the subject, that connection or that relationship with that subject won't be. So yes, conceptual clarity is first dimension. First dimension. कैसे आएगी? यहां तो हमें ये भी देखना है ना, इट्स नॉट ओनली कि आई एम हाईलाइटिंग कि दिस इज द थिंग विच यू नीड टू डू. हाउ टू गेट दैट कॉन्सेप्चुअल क्लैरिटी? वन थिंग कैन बी reading books. Agree? It's not rocket science. History optional, it's not rocket science. You can read books, but the problem is कि there are so many books कि consolidating the information will be a very tedious task. Very tedious task. And there comes the second dimension. Reading books के अलावा attending classes. Classes में ये काम होगा. ये पूरा जो हमारा प्रोग्राम है, the first dimension is this only, conceptual clarity for each and every aspect of your ancient, medieval, modern and world. हमें उस पे ध्यान देना है. हिस्ट्री में there are two things which becomes very important when I say conceptual clarity. The first dimension is your I would say continuity and change. You should understand that flow. And the second and even most important is your historian view and debate. Historian view and debate. This is the difference which we have in your GS section of history and your optional. This is the section which can help you to get good marks. क्योंकि otherwise your answers in your optional will be very generic if you don't put up this kind of aspect, historians view, names and the debates which are happening. Say for example, and this is the most interesting aspect of history. किसी का अगर history background if you have, then you definitely have a touch of this historian view and debate. Say for example 1857 revolt. Everyone is very it's this dimension or this event of 1857 revolt is of course one of the most prominent event of our national movement. But on the nature of this revolt, different historians have given different viewpoints. Different historians have given different viewpoints. Say for example this 1857 revolt nature, यहां पे जो ब्रिटिश ऑफिशियल्स थे, ब्रिटिश ऑफिशियल्स, they called it a sepoy mutiny. Why they called it sepoy mutiny, we need to know. Then Karl Marx, He said it is not a sepoy mutiny, it's more like a national revolt. A national revolt. Then come to Savarkar, V.D. Savarkar. He is the one who popularized this, you can say, this viewpoint of 1857 as your War of Indian Independence. War of Indian Independence. But this is another extreme. A sepoy mutiny is another extreme. A war of independence is another extreme. Then there are other scholars who have given different viewpoint for this nature of revolt. Say for example, your Thomas Metcalfe. He said it is more than a sepoy mutiny but less than a national revolt or a war of Indian independence. इसके अलावा भी हैं. Say for example, we have we can say C.A. Bailey. He said it's not a war of national independence or Indian independence, rather it is a set of patriotic revolts. A set of patriotic revolt. So we need to know these viewpoints. एक ही event के लिए different scholars are saying different thing, and UPSC can ask any of these dimensions, the things which have been said about the revolt. So this becomes one of the crucial aspects of our history, which will be covered as part of this classroom. Conceptual clarity में ही आता है. ये clear हुआ कि conceptual clarity is definitely the most important section of your preparation. Stage, पहला stage है. और कैसे होगा? तो या फिर you read your books, standard books, or join any class. This will help you to do that. But उसके बाद क्या? Any other dimension? Any other dimension which you think after this conceptual clarity? Conceptual clarity के बाद दूसरा dimension क्या होगा preparation का? It is your main section ना. Mains में आता है. Prelims में तो we don't have your optional paper. Mains मतलब you need to write your answer. So answer writing skill, learning this answer writing skill is another dimension of your preparation which you need to do. चाहे कुछ भी हो, करना ही करना है, इसके बिना तो होगा ही नहीं. Now the thing is कि कैसे होगा? Answer writing, there are different stages, I would say. The first few students, they have very good writing skill. They have practiced writing in their college also, and also maybe from editorial board they belongs, and therefore they have a good writing presentation. So उनके लिए the basic step is not required. They can directly jump to answering questions. Otherwise क्या होता है कि answer writing is the trickiest part. Trickiest part, why? Because यहाँ पे one thing you need to work. The second, you don't take the first step, क्योंकि तुम सोचते हो कि और पढ़ लेता हूं. I lack knowledge at this juncture, therefore I won't write a good answer, therefore I should not try to write an answer. That is the biggest mistake, or I can say the blunder, which most of the students. Presenting your knowledge on paper and having knowledge are two different dimensions. Don't ever try to think कि when I'll become the very learned man, I'll know each and everything and then I'll start writing. वो कभी नहीं आएगा. That day won't come, because knowledge is means it cannot be ki you will become perfectionist in each and every dimension of knowledge. It cannot be done. There's so much to learn. तो अब आंसर राइटिंग को कैसे करना है? अब जब हम क्लास कर रहे हैं तो वी शुड इंक्लूड दिस प्रोग्राम और दिस पार्ट ऑफ योर प्रिपरेशन इन द क्लासरूम प्रोग्राम इटसेल्फ. रेगुलर क्लास टेस्ट, द फर्स्ट स्टेज ऑफ आंसर राइटिंग, जहां पे बेसिक राइटिंग. So after say 2 weeks of classes, there will be regular class test in our history option to help you to develop that answer writing skill. क्योंकि अगर वो नहीं किया, then you won't be able to present your thoughts, present your you can say knowledge on paper, and ultimately what matters कि how well you presented your knowledge on paper, and that can be done through this आंसर राइटिंग. तो यहां पे आंसर राइटिंग स्किल अगर हम देखें तो ये कहां से मिलेगा हमें? क्लासरूम प्रोग्राम. यू नीड टू डू दैट. वहां से मिलेगा हमें, क्योंकि कोई तो इवेल्युएटर होना चाहिए. ऑल दी थिंग्स विल बी इवेल्युएटेड बाय मी. आई विल गिव पर्सनल, जीएस में भी जैसे हम मिलते हैं क्लास के बाद, तो दैट विल बी अवेलेबल इन ऑप्शनल. नेक्स्ट डायमेंशन, आंसर राइटिंग के बाद और क्या होता है? जस्ट इमेजिन कि ये कोर्स चला हमारा 5-5.25 महीने, एंड बीच विद इन द कोर्स ये आंसर राइटिंग प्रोग्राम चल रहा है, साथ में क्लास टेस्ट रेगुलर हो रहे हैं, ऑल ऑफ दैट इज गोइंग ऑन. देन उसके बाद क्या? इफ यू स्टार्ट इन जुलाई, दिस कोर्स विल बी कंप्लीटेड जुलाई, अगस्त, सितंबर, अक्टूबर, नवंबर, दिसंबर में कंप्लीट हो गया. दिसंबर मिड में ही कंप्लीट हो गया. इसके बाद क्या? क्योंकि यहां प्रिपरेशन खत्म नहीं हुई है अभी. स्टेजेस ऑफ प्रिपरेशन में देयर आर 2 more stages, एंड यहीं पे दिस इज द पॉइंट वेयर एवरीवन, बिकॉज फोकस सिर्फ यहीं पे खत्म हो जाता है. यस, रिविजन एंड कंसोलिडेशन. कितना भी पढ़ लो, कितनी भी क्लासेस कर लो, अनलेस एंड अनटिल यू हैव रिवाइज्ड एंड कंसोलिडेटेड योर नोट्स, देयर इज नो यूटिलिटी. कितनी भी किताबें, एंड देयरफॉर आई डोंट लाइक दोज स्टूडेंट्स हु ट्राई टू जस्ट ऐड मोर एंड मोर बुक्स इन देयर you can say that bookshelf. That should not be done, because that will create extra pressure on your mind कि ये भी पढ़ना है, एंड वो प्रेशर फिर इतना ज्यादा हो जाएगा कि फिर तुम उसे ओवरकम ही नहीं कर पाओगे. So don't do that. Keep your shelf as small as possible, but at the same time the treasures should be kept in that. The most important books should be kept in. हिस्ट्री ऑप्शनल के लिए मैं बताऊंगा क्या है, क्योंकि बहुत सारी चीजें तो कर भी नहीं सकते हो. उसके लिए फिर वहीं पे तो हमारी सपोर्ट, एक मेंटोर, एक ऑप्शनल और एक टीचर की जरूरत पड़ती है. तो रिवीजन एंड कंसोलिडेशन इज द थर्ड डायमेंशन. ये कब होगा? ये क्या क्लासरूम के साथ हो सकता है? हो सकता है. क्लासेस के साथ भी दिस नीड टू बी. क्लासेस के साथ साथ व्हेन वी हैव योर रेगुलर क्लास टेस्ट, तो जो एक दिन जो मिलेगा, एंड आई विल हैव 5 days का लेक्चर प्लान होगा, 2 days ऑफ होंगे, उसमें से आफ्टर 2 weeks वी विल हैव योर टेस्ट एंड ऑल. तो 1 day विल बी फॉर योर रिविजन. तो विद इन द क्लास रूम प्रोग्राम जब चल रहा है तो उसके साथ रिविजन चलना है. बट देन ऑल्सो आई नो कि योर रिविजन ऑन कंसोलिडेशन वोंट बी कंप्लीटेड इन दिस 5 or 5.5 विद इन दिस होल प्रोग्राम. उसके बाद वो आफ्टर क्लासेस योर अप्रोक्सीमेटली 1 to 1.5 months you should devote for this revision and करना पड़ेगा. It's not like कि हाँ you just attended the lectures and you kept your copy somewhere else and फिर prelims के बाद देखेंगे. That doesn't. जनवरी तक you need to. This is the third dimension, and यहां क्योंकि and the fourth dimension also I'll come. These are the 2 dimensions which most or which a large number of students, I will say, fail to follow, and that's created the problem. Those who revise and consolidate, they are the ones who is optional. Third dimension. This thing you will learn in few minutes time that yes, we will help you in this also. And then the fourth dimension will be और रिवीजन एंड कंसोलिडेशन में भी कुछ आंसर्स लिखते रहो, एक दो आंसर्स लिखते रहो. रेगुलर टेस्ट नहीं होगा बट लिखते रहना है. तो रिवीजन एंड कंसोलिडेशन के बाद नेक्स्ट डायमेंशन इज योर हाउ टेस्ट सीरीज इज डिफरेंट फ्रॉम योर आंसर राइटिंग. क्योंकि वो तो मैं कह रहा हूं कि आई एम टेकिंग रेगुलर क्लास टेस्ट ऑन रेगुलर इंटरवल in this classroom program itself, then how it is different from the test series? Time definitely is one very important. So 3 घंटे में पेपर कंप्लीट करना है, that is also a task. At the same time, you can say large number of topics need to be revised simultaneously. अभी क्या होगा क्लास टेस्ट में, you will be revising small headings, small topics. जब आप पूरे एंशिएंट का टेस्ट दोगे या पूरे पेपर 1 का टेस्ट दोगे, then definitely you need to revise lots of things in a smaller period of time, and that is what you need to do for your mains examination also, no? So you are now preparing yourself for the mains. So test series is again very important dimension of your preparation. Please remember, ऐसा नहीं होता है कि without any answer writing you will directly jump to test series. You won't write test series, that is I am 100% sure. 2 टेस्ट लिखोगे, तीसरे टेस्ट से गायब. You won't be writing that test because you will feel कि एक तो मैं पेपर कंप्लीट नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ और दूसरा I am not able to write answers to many of the questions. So answer writing is a skill which you need to, or is a practice which you need to do before joining test series. Test series answer writing skill develop करने के लिए नहीं है, उसको पॉलिश करने के लिए, आपके रिवीजन को सीमेंट करने के लिए है. मींस यू इट विल बी लाइक कि वो जो फाइनल पॉलिशिंग है प्रिपरेशन की, वो यहां मिल रही है टेस्ट सीरीज. एंड एट द सेम टाइम टाइम मैनेजमेंट. तो स्टूडेंट क्या कर रहे हैं कि ये सब मिक्स कर दे रहे हैं, ऐसा नहीं होता. ऑर्डर में चलो. This is what you need to do. And UPSC preparation ko, if you can make it more scientific or follow more scientific approach in this preparation, you will be more happy. You will be more happy. चारों stages clear हुए? Now we'll see why you should join history optional. इन स्टेजेस से किसी को कोई भी डाउट, यू हैव एनी, कोई भी डाउट तो पूछो. बिकॉज दिस इज वन डायमेंशन जहां पे लोग थोड़ा ज्यादा सोचते हैं कि सर कैसे होगा, देयर इज सो मच. एंड अगेन आई एम सेइंग दिस वास्टनेस ऑफ सिलेबस. यस आई एग्री कि हिस्ट्री सिलेबस इज वेरी वास्ट, बट एट द सेम टाइम आई शोड यू कि कितनी प्रेडिक्टेबिलिटी है. आई टोल्ड यू ना. तो आई कैन से this vastness of history syllabus is a myth. बेसिक आइडिया हम सबका रखेंगे बिकॉज वो स्टोरी का पार्ट है, बट किसको कितना पढ़ना है दैट वी नो. एंड जब हम अपने कंसोलिडेशन एफर्ट पे आते हैं तो दीज आर द थिंग्स विच यू शुड फोकस अपॉन. दिस विल हेल्प यू. अग्री? तो 1, 2, 3, 4 dimensions, or you can say stages of your, for any option. Now let's see your why history optional. क्यों? अब उन्हीं डायमेंशन के बहुत साइंटिफिक है, उन्हीं डायमेंशन को यहां चेक कर लो कि हो रहा है नहीं हो रहा. कॉन्सेप्चुअल क्लैरिटी एंड ऑल आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू कवर. देखो, एंड बी वेरी फ्रैंक, आई एम वेरी फ्रैंक, this history syllabus, even with a special emphasis on your important topics, cannot be completed in 4 months. So please be very clear about it. ये 5 महीने का minimum course है. It will take that much time. And I'm not giving you any false promises at the beginning itself कि नहीं मैं इसे 4 महीने में complete करके चला जाऊंगा. If I'm doing that, तो कुछ ना कुछ मैं छोड़ूंगा. So it will take 5 to 5.5 months. ये इसके बीच का टाइम लगेगा. At the same time, मैं 5 दिन ही क्लास ले रहा हूं. Why? Because I want you to revise the things which you have studied in the last say week. Otherwise, तो फिर वो नई चीजें सीख रहे हो, पुराने भूल रहे हो, तो there is no purpose. There is no purpose of doing those kind of classes, na? Understand? So, concept clarity we will take care of, and especially historian views and debate. This is a section which is missing from good number of you can say classes. So, but very important dimension, historian views and debate पे ध्यान रखा जाएगा. So yes, conceptual clarity and all will be taken care of. Second dimension क्या था हमारा? Answer writing. So answer writing में conceptual clarity I have already told you. Conceptual clarity. Second dimension is your answer writing. Answer writing, regular class test. I've told you, na? So ये and यहाँ पे regular class test के बाद मिलेगा कौन? Who will evaluate and who will give the comment? It will be me. Me only. I'm not going to outsource it to anyone. Okay, because and that is the benefit. अगर एक चीज और which I feel कि at this juncture of time you can have in this classroom is interaction faculty. Post classes कि वो चीज तुम्हें मिल पाएगी. अगर 200 बच्चों 150 बच्चों की क्लासेस में जाते हैं हम, तो वो थोड़ा सा, अगर बैचेस 50-60 पे है तो it becomes easy to you can say interact with students and all. बट अगर वो 150-200 हो गए तो इस फैकल्टी के लिए टफ हो जाता है, वेरी फ्रैंकली स्पीकिंग. तो यहाँ पे कैन आई एम एश्योरिंग यू कि अभी ये एक बेनिफिट. रेगुलर क्लास टेस्ट से आंसर राइटिंग डेवलपमेंट है, आंसर राइटिंग स्किल डेवलपमेंट है. देन थर्ड डायमेंशन, वन मोर एस्पेक्ट कॉन्सेप्चुअल क्लैरिटी के साथ ही हम उसे ले सकते हैं, दैट इज anyone have seen your paper 1 of your history optional? पेपर 1 में एंशिएंट इंडिया है, मिडिवल इंडिया है. एंशिएंट इंडिया का जो पहला क्वेश्चन होता है 50 मार्कर, दैट इज अ मैप पॉइंटिंग सेक्शन. मैप पॉइंटिंग क्वेश्चन 50 नंबर के मैप पॉइंटिंग के क्वेश्चंस आते हैं, वेयर यूपीएससी जस्ट गिव्स यू द पॉइंट्स मार्क्ड 1 2 3 4 एंड along with that you are provided with your this hint to identify that. It is very important section, very important section for your history. And yes, we will have separate section classes, I would say sessions, 8 sessions I'll take separately for this map. Full-fledged material will be provided to you. Earlier there was my book by GK publication, map entries for history optional. अब उसमें I have reformed that material and that I have not published as a book, but I'm providing it to my students. So that map pointing section के लिए एक separate book भी मिलेगी, 8 sessions भी मिलेंगे हमें. So you will be well prepared for covering. तो conceptual clarity और classes में ही ये तीनों dimension clear हो गए हैं. Fourth one is revision and consolidation. Revision and consolidation. After covering, or you can say covering the entire syllabus, there will be a revision, I would say, roadmap which will be provided to you, that will be framed by me, made by me. and in that roadmap I'll give you कि हाँ these are the things which you need to revise in this time bound manner, जो वो चीज फॉलो करेगा, बिकॉज यहीं पे दैट इज व्हाट आई एम सेइंग कि दिस इज द मोस्ट ट्रिकीएस्ट पार्ट बिकॉज यू नीड टू डू इट ऑन योर ओन, बट यहां पे आई एम गिविंग यू अ सपोर्टिंग हैंड इन द फॉर्म ऑफ योर फुल फ्लेज्ड रोड मैप, रिविजन रोड मैप, एट द सेम टाइम डाउट क्लियरिंग सेशन. क्लास के बाद डाउट क्लियरिंग सेशन is one thing which is required, very frankly speaking is required for students, क्योंकि क्लास में हो सकता है कि कुछ टॉपिक्स आपको जब आप रिवाइज कर रहे हो ना, व्हेन देन यू फील कि कुछ चीजें रह गई हैं, कुछ चीजों में क्लैरिटी नहीं आ रही है. तो ऑन फोर्टनाइटली बेसिस मींस बाई वीकली वी विल हैव वन सेशन जहां पे आई विल बी कॉलिंग यू, और जो भी डाउट्स हैं यू कैन हैव. तो डाउट क्लियरिंग सेशंस ही होंगे. ओके, एंड रिविजन and consolidation that will be provided at ALS. That's why you should. Fifth dimension is test series. So yes, test series test तो class test चल ही रहा है, but yes, those students who are writing mains, मतलब prelims cleared है, they can join our test series without any, वो उनके लिए. So test series will be there. And top of that, the last point है your interaction with faculty, क्योंकि क्लासरूम को इंटरैक्टिव बनाना है, at the same time access to faculty after classroom, वो भी एक चीज डायमेंशन which will help you to you can say solve all your problem. I prefer कि चीजें यहीं क्लास में ही पूछो, क्लास के बाहर ले जाने की जरूरत नहीं है. बट देन ऑल्सो इफ यू वांट कि नहीं सर ये कुछ स्पेसिफिक डाउट्स हैं क्लास के बाहर सॉल्व, मतलब आपसे डिस्कस करना चाहते, विल बी. So these are the things you should do, or I would say कि these are the reasons why you should join history. Star dimension, which I have told you we will discuss how to choose an option. Number 2, why history is a good choice, good option. Number 3, how to cover history optional. Number 4 is why history. All these things I have tried to discuss in a very organized manner and tried to connect, give answers to all the questions might be in your mind. If after this also, if any doubt is there in your mind, feel free to ask, and then I'll come to the last slide, that is your bibliography, books. And history mein, yes, I will ask you to refer some books, and how to read those books also is the things which I'll tell you. It's not like you need to cover each and every book cover to cover, सारी चीजें नहीं करनी होती, ठीक है. कुछ टॉपिक्स हैं which I ask you to read from. But before moving to that books or bibliography, any question which you think should be discussed? Definitely 300 mark. अभी rank 1, rank 9 recent results की बात कर, and even my student he scored around 291. so it's मतलब स्कोरिंग है, आप 280 90 के रेंज से अगर ऊपर मतलब वहां पहुंच गए हो, देन you have a higher probability of getting into your top 100, मतलब 2 digit rank लाने की probability. And history में तो अभी the ranks also, rank 1 last year, rank 9 this year, तो अब तो single digit में ranks हैं definitely. दोनों के 600 300 प्लस थे. तो हाँ, go ahead. हाँ 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 that I agree. Just complete. I'll give your the answer to this question in a very objective manner. Okay. You are saying कि number of questions have decreased, then also it is 12 out of 100. Agree? 12 out of 100 after seeing the decrement, or you can say decline in the number of questions. Then also it is 12%. Okay. Normally the question hovers around 15 to 20. 15 means 15% to 20% is the weightage of history section in your prelims. But it's not only about prelims. Look at the mains. 75 marks in GS1. That is what you are getting each year. In the earlier stages, 2013 and 14 mein to it was like more than half of the paper of GS1 was history only. Total 13 questions out of your 25 question was asked there. So that was from history. So that trend can vary, but on the declining trend also it is having so much weightage. If you don't do that, you are of the race. The thing is, if you take it as one of the parameter, and I've also given you overlap with GS as one of the parameter, but before that there are several factors. There are several other parameters like a static character, like you have say interest in your subject, like these are the dimensions which you should take care of. And overlap maybe it's if you look at the percentage, it's not, because अगर प्रीलिम्स से ही कंपेयर करोगे तो पॉलिटी के क्वेश्चंस या किसी भी सेक्शन के क्वेश्चन अराउंड 15 to 20 ही होते हैं ईच ईयर, उससे ज्यादा नहीं जाते हैं. तो वन ईयर इट कैन vary, come to say 12 or 13. Sometimes it will be around 8. That may vary. Prelims cannot be a parameter, only parameter which can help you to decide what questions can be asked in mains, or you can say how prominent that overlap is with. और कोई, and ये सिर्फ अकेला फैक्टर नहीं होना, should not be the only factor of deciding which option. Any other doubt, question? नहीं, कोई सवाल दिमाग में नहीं आ रहा कि ऑप्शनल प्रिपेयर करेंगे तो कैसा करना चाहिए, एंड सोचना चाहिए. मतलब दैट इज व्हाट आई वांट यू टू डू. कि as I have told you कि you need to you can say crack this exam. तो अपने thought process में चीजों को लेके आओ. One dimensional flow of information won't be that much effective if you compare it with a kind of two-dimensional. Yes, majority of things will be given by me as I have done today, but at the same time some queries, some doubts, so that will benefit you in the long run. करेगा. इसमें नहीं लिखा. You need to see the word limit. ठीक है. If it is normally अगर आपका 10 मार्क का क्वेश्चन है तो 150 is the maximum which you need. Although some 10 plus minus 10% का वेरिएशन अलाउड है. अगर वो 20 मार्कर या 25 मार्कर है then you can write around 250 to 300. ठीक है. तो वर्ड लिमिट है, and that you need to take care of. If you don't follow the word limit, then you won't be able to complete the paper. So that is one technicality which you should follow, which you should know. And at the same time, जैसे कॉलेज के एग्जाम में I'm not saying कि वहां पे अच्छे क्वेश्चन नहीं आते या अच्छे पेपर सेट नहीं होते, आई एम नॉट सेइंग दैट, बट एट द सेम टाइम वहां जो आंसर्स लिखे जाते हैं दे आर मोर वेग इन अ सेंस, मतलब इन अ सेंस कि बस लिखना है, ज्यादा लिखना है, दैट इज वन थिंग विच एवरीवन फोकसेस अपॉन। हियर इट इज नॉट लाइक, यहाँ पे द डिमांड ऑफ द क्वेश्चन, और वहां क्वेश्चंस भी बहुत जेनरिक आते हैं, है ना, यहाँ पे इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट। यहाँ इन यूपीएससी द क्वेश्चंस आर वेरी स्पेसिफिक इन नेचर and there you need to stick to the demand of the question. That is the key thing which you need to follow. Eventually you will learn doing that. So we should not follow the same technique of answer writing as we follow in our college exam. यहाँ पे change वो हम लोग सीखेंगे. Okay, the last one is your this bibliography. You can see bibliography में I'm not giving you so many books. ऐसा नहीं है कि बस list of books को बड़ी कर देना है, ऐसा it's the aim. The thing is कि for each of the section I'm giving you one referral book for your ancient India. For your ancient India, it is your History of Ancient and Medieval India by Upinder Singh. By Upinder. Again, this book need not be covered from your cover to cover because it's a very bulky book. बहुत बल्कि है, अगर तुम इस किताब को स्टार्टिंग के चैप्टर्स में पढ़ने लगोगे तो you will feel bored and you will leave this. It has defined so many sites in detail, all these excavations and कि कहां से क्या मिला है, नहीं, वो हमें उस तरीके से नहीं पढ़ना है. मैप पॉइंटिंग में कैसे पढ़ना है, I'll show you, क्योंकि वो सारी चीजें कंपाइल्ड हैं हमारे पास. आई हैव ऑलरेडी डन इट बाय माय ओन, जहां पे मैंने सिर्फ उपिंदर सिंह नहीं, रोमिला थापर एंड ऑल द बुक्स, वहां से जो भी इंफॉर्मेशन है, ऑल दिस थिंग्स आई हैव कलेक्टेड एंड देन हैव कंपाइल्ड इन द फॉर्म ऑफ दैट मैप. तो वो वहां मिल जाएगा, हमें वो सारी चीजें नहीं पढ़नी है. तो यहां एक रेफरल की तरह रखेंगे. आई विल आस्क यू टू रेफर सम ऑफ द सेक्शन फ्रॉम दिस बुक, वो मैं बोलता रहूं. देन medieval India, there are two books, part 1 and part 2 by Satish Chandra. सतीश चंद्र की एक आपकी मिडाइवल इंडिया एनसीईआरटी भी है, ओल्ड एनसीईआरटी भी है, बट वो बहुत बेसिक लेवल पे है. आई वांट यू टू डिग रीड मोर डीपर एंड देयरफॉर पार्ट 1 एंड पार्ट 2 बाय सतीश चंद्र. ऑल्दो कल्चरल एलिमेंट्स आर नॉट कवर्ड होलिस्टिकली इन दिस बुक, वो हम लोग क्लास में करेंगे, बट दिस इज वन रेफरेंस बुक विच सतीश चंद्र पार्ट 1 पार्ट 2. Then third one is modern India. Modern India में it is from Plassey to partition and after by Sekhar Bandhopadhyay. Plassey to partition and after by Sekhar Bandhopadhyay. This is a very very good book for your optional. इस हिस्ट्री के लिए मैं कभी रिकमेंड नहीं करता बुक को. It is full of your historians' names, historians' views and all, which is not required for your general studies, so you should not do that. But optional के लिए it's a gem of a book. Can help you scoring good. And yes, classes में भी बहुत सारी चीजें cover हो जाएंगी, तो reading this book will become very easy for you after attending. Okay, then for your world history, A History of Modern World by Ranjan Chakrabarti. And this is again not a very bulky book, but a good source. ठीक है, और कुछ और डायमेंशंस हैं जो हम ऐड करते रहेंगे. ऑफ कोर्स प्लीज रिमेंबर, आई एम नॉट मल्टीप्लाइंग सोर्सेज, आई एम जस्ट कीपिंग इट टू सिंगल सोर्स. Additional things are required. At the same time, I am saying that additional things are required, but that will be taken care by. Okay. So this is what history. Bibliography में ये 4 चीजें आपके शेल्फ में. These are the. Anything which you want to ask or discuss, can. हाँ, नहीं देखो, इंटरेस्ट है तो आप पढ़ोगे. इफ यू हैव इंटरेस्ट देन यू विल गो डीप. मानो जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल हम अशोक, सिंस यू हैव अटेंडेड द लेक्चर, तो अशोक पे बेसिक आइडिया धम्म का लिया हमने, डिक्लाइन ऑफ मौर्यस का. बट क्यों हो रहा है, धम्म के कितने डायमेंशंस हैं, स्कॉलर्स ने क्या क्या बोला है इसके बारे में, वो इंटरेस्ट है तभी फिर मन करेगा. अदरवाइज अगर इंटरेस्ट नहीं हो तो फिर ये बोरिंग लगने लग, आपको फिर लगेगा कि नहीं ये इंफॉर्मेशन है, इसे याद रखना. unless and until you have that kind of you can say connection with that subject, और वो इंटरेस्ट से ही आता है, आप ऑप्शनल पे वो कमांड डेवलप नहीं कर. तो इंटरेस्ट है मतलब पहला स्टेप तो हो गया है, अब फिर नेक्स्ट स्टेप पे हम जा सकते हैं. हाँ हाँ, go ahead. 50 marks, 20 sites, 20 sites, and इसमें each year जो क्वेश्चन 1 है अपना, क्वेश्चन 1 ऑफ पेपर 1 which is compulsory also, it's not कि ऑप्शनल में रहता है, it's not an option, it is compulsory, you need to attempt those 20 questions or question number 1, and this is the section where you can score very high, 80%, 85% also if you have practiced well. एंड यहाँ पे ओवरलैपिंग भी बहुत ज्यादा है, मीन ओवरलैपिंग का सेल्स की रिपीटिशन बहुत ज्यादा है, रिपीटिशन भी बहुत ज्यादा है. तो आउट ऑफ दोस 20 साइट्स विच आर बीइंग आस्क्ड ना, वो 20 साइट्स में से लगभग 15 साइट्स पुराने क्वेश्चंस में. तो अगेन यू कैन सी दैट हाउ प्रेडिक्टेबल दिस पेपर इज. So that is the thing which can help you. वहां पे आपको consistently revise करना है. It's more like mathematics. If you revise it, you will recall it and you will write good content and identify the sites correctly. So, and yes, one of the most scoring section of the one who have good command in map section, they can do very well. ठीक है, anything else? सही. तो वी आर गोइंग टू स्टार्ट अबाउट दिस बैच. आई विल गिव यू सम इंफॉर्मेशन. मैंने ये बता दिया कि 5 day a week होगा. देन आई विल स्टार्ट विद एंशिएंट इंडिया. दिस बैच इज गोइंग टू बी स्टार्टेड फ्रॉम 10th of July. All of you must come and attend the lectures. If you have any interest, this will become even more interesting after it. ठीक है. So with this I'll end this workshop, and if online students they have any doubt they can also raise it. Otherwise डेट्स नहीं, दैट इज द थिंग. वो एक स्टोरी का पार्ट बन जाएगी. आपको डेट्स में कौन सा राजा कब से कब तक रूल कर रहा है पढ़ना ही नहीं है. That is not what history is all about. We just need to remember कि okay, अकबर, say for example, बाबर, हुमायूं, अकबर, ये फ्लो तो याद रख सकते हो ना, कि किस साल में किसने रूल किया, that is not important. उनकी पॉलिसीज क्या थी वो इंपॉर्टेंट. कहां कहां उन्होंने, मतलब किन पॉलिसीज के थ्रू उन्होंने रूल किया है यहां, वो इंपॉर्टेंट है. That becomes the important thing. तो इसलिए जो थोड़ा बहुत फैक्ट आपको जीएस में याद रखना होता है, ऑप्शनल में वो भी नहीं करना. दैट इज द ब्यूटी. और यहां पे क्या देखना है, यहां पे इंटरेस्टिंग एस्पेक्ट ये हो जाता है कि यहां पे एक ही इवेंट के हमें बहुत सारे पहलू दिखते हैं. वी सी डिफरेंट डायमेंशंस अटैच्ड टू अ सिंगल इवेंट. दैट मेक्स इट वन ऑफ द इंटरेस्टिंग. यहां जो तुम सोच रहे हो इसके अलावा भी किसी ने कुछ और सोच के बोला है कि नहीं ये होगा. ठीक है. ओके देन, so I'll wrap up this session then, and hope to see you all in our आप लेक्चर, चलो इट विल बी 2:30 to 5। उस टाइम कुछ क्लासेस हैं क्या? तो वो वाला टाइम जानबूझ के ऐसे रखा है कि कोई क्लासेस नहीं। अभी तो तुम लोग की क्लासेस यहाँ 10:30 में फ्री होते होगे। 11, हाँ सर 11 पता है तो 11 एंड तो उसके बाद फिर 2। ठीक है, चलो ओके देन, थैंक यू।